There are moments in football when silence speaks louder than the roar of a stadium. Moments when the cheers fade and all that remains is doubt. A player's gaze, lost between the past and what is yet to come. And sometimes the brilliance of a young talent flickers, not because of lack of skill, but because of the weight of everything surrounding them. This is the story of Alexander Isak, the striker who arrived at Liverpool shrouded in expectations, seen as the final piece in a billion-pound puzzle. The man signed for £150 million, tasked with rewriting the club's future. Yet until now, he has faced what might be the most challenging chapter of his career. When Isak landed at Anfield, the air was thick with anticipation. Liverpool was searching for a new symbol, a fresh face to lead the attack once the legendary Mohamed Salah eventually stepped aside. Isak didn't come just to score goals. He came to claim a throne. But football, cruel and unpredictable as always, decided to test his patience. In his first 8 games, he scored just 1 goal, a number that echoed like thunder through the stands of Anfield. Initial excitement turned into whispers, and whispers turned into doubt. What happened to Alexander Isak? The question began to echo among fans, pundits, and even his own teammates. After all, what had become of the lethal striker who shone so brightly at Newcastle? The player who seemed capable of dismantling defenses with sharp dribbles, precise bursts of speed, and surgical finishes? Why did he now appear hesitant, disconnected, almost unrecognizable? Before we can understand the present, we must look to the past. At Newcastle, Isak was the embodiment of rise and promise. At just 23, he became one of the Premier League's most deadly forwards. His conversion rate was staggering. 23% of his shots found the back of the net, surpassing names like Harry Kane and even Kylian Mbappe. But Isak's secret wasn't just in the numbers. It was in the way he played. He seemed to see the game in slow motion. Cold, calculated, technical. A striker with the soul of a maestro. He could finish with either foot, glide past defenders with elegance, create space, and set up teammates. He was a scorer and a creator at the same time, a rare, exquisite combination. Over time, he matured. He learned to read the game, to position himself, to wait for the perfect moment. He became the perfect balance of instinct and intelligence. He seemed ready for any challenge. And then came the leap. And with it, the weight of £150 million. Liverpool had decided to gamble everything. It was one of the boldest transfer windows in the club's history. The club opened its coffers, believing Isak would be the final link in a new era, the face of a rebuild. With Arne Slot at the helm, the plan was clear: to create a versatile, mobile, and unpredictable attack. On paper, Isak seemed the perfect choice. But football rarely follows a script. In his opening games, the energy at Anfield was electric. Fans saw in him the new protagonist, the future of the club. But then came the muscle injuries, the nightmare of every striker, losing rhythm. In one of his first Champions League games, Isak had to leave the pitch before halftime. A simple thigh strain was enough to disrupt his continuity. From that moment, what seemed like a story of ascent began to feel like a labyrinth. Every touch of the ball was scrutinized. Every missed chance became headline news. The calm that once enchanted now sounded like indecision. The coldness, once a virtue, became a flaw. The man signed to be a hero had become a question mark. And the question persisted. Did Liverpool sign the right player? But football is always about context. And Isak's context changed completely. At Newcastle, he was the heart of the attack. Every move went through him. He was the team's gravitational center. At Slot's Liverpool, the game is different. More tactical, more collective, more rigid. Forwards must press, rotate, drop back, and integrate into the system. It's not just about scoring goals, it's about being part of the machine. Perhaps this is where Isak feels lost. He was never a traditional number 9, confined to the penalty area. His essence is freedom, to explore space, to improvise, to create. But at Anfield, space is measured, and improvisation comes with limits. Do you think Isak can adapt to this style of play, or is he trapped in a system that doesn't suit his talent? Yet, we cannot erase what he once was. At his peak in Newcastle, Isak was pure instinct and elegance. His short dribbles recalled a young Zlatan Ibrahimovic. His composure under pressure made defenders look amateur. And his mentality, that of someone who knew exactly what he wanted. But the body has limits. In recent years, small injuries kept recurring, disrupting his rhythm. Without momentum, even geniuses can appear ordinary. Even at his best, Isak never led the Premier League in scoring. He came close, second one season, third another, but always seemed to lack the final killer instinct. The finishing touch that separates the great from the legendary. When Liverpool paid such a sum, debate was inevitable. Was this a strategic investment or the most expensive gamble in the club's history? The answer may lie in what the club wanted to represent. After years of glory under Klopp, Liverpool sought something new. A symbol, a new era. And Isak seemed to be the face, young, technical, intelligent. But perhaps the plan was too ambitious. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere began to shift. Some demanded patience. Others questioned if the fee was justified. To complicate matters, Liverpool signed Hugo Ekitike, a forward with a similar style. Two players who love to move, leave the box, and seek the game. But when two talents share the same space, someone will always lose ground. Slot's possession and control system ended up restricting Isak. Game after game, he seemed increasingly out of sync. Less light, less free, less Isak. But the problem wasn't only technical, it was emotional. Isak is not just any player. He is the most expensive signing in Premier League history. And that changes everything. A misplaced pass becomes a headline. A missed goal becomes ridicule. For a young player, that pressure is heavier than any defender. Could you play knowing that every mistake of yours costs £150 million? Few could bear such a burden. Still, Arne Slot stands by his player. He says Isak needs time, adaptation, patience. Talent like his doesn't disappear overnight. But time, in big clubs, is the enemy. At Liverpool, where the echoes of glory still resonate, slow rebuilds are seldom accepted. The contrast is cruel. While Isak searches for rhythm, Ekitike grows. Scores, assists, wins applause. The shadow of the bench draws ever closer. Yet football is curious. Sometimes, the darkest moments precede the brightest triumphs. Isak possesses something money cannot buy: resilience. He has been doubted before. When he emerged at Real Sociedad, he was considered just another promising youngster. But he proved otherwise. Silenced critics, overcame injuries, earned his place through sweat and patience. Now he must do it again, only on a grander scale. Perhaps this is the real test, the moment that separates promises from legends. And Isak knows it. He feels it. At training, he is said to be the last to leave the pitch. Even on bad days, he smiles. He doesn't complain, he works. Because he understands football is cyclical. Every fall hides a chance to rise again. And maybe that is what makes Isak's story so human. It's not just about football. It's about expectation, failure, pain, and rebirth. About carrying the weight of the world and still trying. Right now, perhaps, Isak is writing the most important chapter of his career, even if nobody notices. Because in football, everything can change with a single touch. A dribble, a goal, a moment of brilliance can turn silence into applause. And when that happens, because it will, the world will remember the doubters. Football, after all, is redemption. As long as the ball keeps rolling, Alexander Isak still has the chance to write the chapter the world is waiting for. And you? Do you believe Isak can silence his critics and become Anfield's new hero? Comment below with your thoughts. I want to hear your opinion. If this story moved you, leave a like, subscribe, and share with a friend who loves stories of redemption in football. Because here, we don't just talk about football. We talk about life, resilience, and stories that never fade.